so much, Samaya. First of all, I wanted to call everyone's attention to this yellow banner on the concrete slab over there. It's basically like it says in big letters, what does equality mean to you? And so we invite everyone to go over there and kind of write a little blurb of their own about what they think equality means to them. And then we'll be hanging it on campus somewhere so that everyone can see. So if y'all want to do that right now, you can, or you can do that a little bit later. I also wanted to point out, set up over here against these little construction things. We wanted to point out that last Wednesday we set up a table and we had students from Emory come up and make thank you cards for all of the campus workers. It was something that the students really enjoyed doing. So those are on display right now, and we'll be setting them up in a dining hall or handing them to workers at a later time as well. Later today, probably, actually. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Bill Brennan. He's an Emory alumnus, and he'll be talking about what he cares about.
Thank you, Adriana. Can you hear me? I'm a retired lawyer. I worked with the Atlanta Legal Aid Society for many years, and I'm an alumnus. I graduated. I went to law school in this building. Law school class of 67, college class of 65. It was a great era back in those days here at Emory in many respects, with a lot of turmoil going on and a lot of protest. And I'm so glad to see you folks here doing this now in 2010. And that is just wonderful. And so the only thing I would like to impart to you is keep it up, keep going. I'm a member of the Democratic Socialists of America, Metro Atlanta chapter. Will the Metro Atlanta DCA people raise their hands? There's a bunch of folks here, and I'm glad to be with them. And we have worked with the union folks. Are there union people here? Please raise your hands. Here. This is a very important union issue that you're looking at here. I'll say this, we need to organize the alumni. That's a very important facet. I mean, there should be hundreds and hundreds of alumni out here protesting what President Wagner is doing. And if I may just say a few words about President Wagner, how dare the president of Emory University enter into an evil contract with a company like Sodexo, a corporate exploiter, a company that is destroying people's civil rights and human rights all over the country. A really rotten corporation that's in this for profit and to destroy union efforts and union movements. And Emory would think to have anything to do with this rotten company. It's an outrage to, I think, to everybody in the Emory community, and it should be an outrage to all of us in the alumni group. And I'll say one more thing. President Wagner, how dare he have it announced in the Atlanta Journal-Constitution article 2 days ago that his salary is $1.1 million a year. How can the president of Emory University, who's taking home $1.1 million a year, dare to say that these workers here can't have a living wage and can't organize a union and have the rights that they're entitled to? These are human rights and civil rights. How dare he do that? Talk about income inequality. That's ridiculous. Finally, how can President Wagner refuse to take a salary cut when the entire Emory community had to take salary cuts, and he decided that he and his senior staff would not take salary cuts? How arrogant.
Hear, hear.
And finally, I understand that this week Emory is supporting a biomedical ethics conference. How can they have a biomedical ethics conference at this university when they have people here who are not being paid a living wage, can't pay their rent, can't put food on their table for their children? Outrageous. So I just say, unionize and go for them. Let's organize and undo this Sodexo deal and get them the hell off the Emory campus.
Awesome. Bill's definitely right. I mean, they complain about the economic recession. Sodexo was not hurt by the economic recession. is still profited immensely and did a lot better than its competitors throughout the recession. And it has the audacity, like Bill said, to say that they can't afford to pay the workers anymore, that these are market rates. Market rate, are these people, or are they little units of an economic system? They're people who have families, and I wonder what President Wagner would do if he was making $16,000 a year. That's right, he'd be hungry. And he'd be dependent on government aid, and he would be suffering, just like these workers are. So in this bubble of prestige and privilege and talent, and we have so much to offer as a university, why aren't we sharing it with the Atlanta community? These are people, these are our community members. They don't come from nowhere. They're people who live in Atlanta, who need jobs. And Emory can do better. Emory is the third largest employer in Atlanta. Emory can do better. All of these universities can do better. And there have been schools in the US who have actually removed their subcontracted food service companies and replaced them with in-house. So they didn't replace the workers themselves, but they kicked out their subcontractor because they found it was more affordable for them, and it created a better life and higher wages and better benefits for the workers on campus. It just makes more sense. So, that's right. So how many alumni are here? Great. So we've got a few of them here. Welcome you all. So what we're going to do now is we'll have another musical number, and then we'll invite all of you to come and march with us to the Dobbs University Center, affectionately known as the Duck. So we'll be walking through the downstairs area. We'll lead some chants, and then if you all would like to join us after we walk through the Duck, that'll kind of be the end of the march. But if you all want to join us, SWS will also be going into Cox Dining Hall and handing these thank you cards to the workers that we see. So.